Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie and let's get started. So for my first DIY, I'm taking 3 of these heart-shaped grapevine wreath forms, these little mini ones, and I'm going to whitewash these wreath forms with a little bit of chalk paint and some water. So I have some water here and I'm just taking my brush with whatever I can get on there and just mixing it with water real quick. And just going to brush these little wreath forms everywhere, on both sides and on the top, on the bottom, everywhere. Brush them real quick and then I'll just set them aside to dry. Now I'm taking one of these bamboo cutting boards from the Dollar Tree and I'm going to simply open it up, take it out, and taking a little bit of sandpaper, and I'm not gonna take too much time with this, just lightly sanding it is good enough for my purposes here. And now I'm taking one of these little football games from the Dollar Tree in the toy section. Now I'm going to just simply glue the game to the cutting board, and I'm taking some of the Aleene's tacky glue and a little bit of hot glue, and I'm just simply going to adhere it real quick to the cutting board in the center. Now I'm taking some of these tumblingtowerblocks and I start off with, I think 12. I think I used 12. And all I'm going to do here is just do a quick little border that goes around the perimeter of this little game. But I didn't want to have to cut any of the tumblingtowerblocks. They're a little bit thick. So I just decided to go with it and make a unique border pattern. So here I'm just going to try to get everything straight. I want everything to look cute and high-end, so I want everything to look good. So here I'm just wiping off a little bit. So I set it aside so it'll dry. And now I'm taking 3 of these bamboo skewers from the Dollar Tree and I'm just going to cut them at different lengths. I want a longer one, a shorter one, and then a shortest one. Now I'm going to take a little bit of this Waverly's chalk paint in the color Truffle. And now that my little heart wreaths are dry, I'm taking some of these baby's breath flowers, and they come in pink, red, and then of course the typical white ones. And so I'm just going to snip off, I don't remember how many, I want to say about 10 of them, about 10 red and about 5 or 6 pink and some white. So I just snip them off real quick. So now I'm just going to take my hot glue and I'm going to hot glue a few flowers here and there. There's really no pattern. I want it to look a little bit kind of more natural, like they're growing out in nature. So I kind of double up a couple on one corner and put maybe a single one on the bottom and then another couple on the other side. And there's really no rhyme or reason. I just kind of just went with it and just placed them wherever. So I did that to all 3 of them and added their flowers. And now I'm going to take some of the white baby's breath that has a little bit different of texture. They're like little tiny little beads on a stem. And I'm just going to add those again. There's really not a pattern, just wherever I felt like it would look cute. So some flowers had it and some flowers didn't. So I just put these on real quick. And now I'm taking some of this reindeer moss from the Dollar Tree. And if you haven't worked with the reindeer moss, oh my goodness, this stuff is like so soft. It's like not dry at all. It's very supple. Look at this. It just reminded me of parsley. It's always reminded me of parsley. Look how soft. I like it because it's very fresh. So it gives my DIY a kind of a fresh look. Like it's very new and very high-end. Super cute. So I'm just going to take my hot glue, put a couple dabs here and there, and again, no rhyme or reason, just kind of place them wherever I felt like it would need a little bit of touch of green. And especially if the wire that's in these little wreath forms, if it's showing a lot, then just put a little bit of this moss on there and it'll help conceal it a little bit, because the wire is kind of like a copper color, like a dark bronze copper color. And it kind of shows, it doesn't really get painted with the whitewashing. So this helps a lot. This helps with kind of concealing that. And again, no rhyme or reason, just kind of just putting them wherever and just looking cute so far. Okay, so now that I'm done with these for now, I'm going to set them aside and I'm going to work on my stems. So here I found some of these like dried up vines from my backyard. And look at this little moss. This little moss is like real Spanish moss from my backyard. Anyway, I scoured the jungles of my backyard for these pieces of vines, these dried up vines. And so I'm going to take these dried up vines and I'm going to hot glue them to my skewers and use these clips to help hold them in place and kind of wind the vines to the stems and just adhering it with some glue, some hot glue, and using these clips to keep them in place while they dry. So I'll do that to all three real quick, and I'm trying to use the ones with the little curly cues, those little like vine little curly cues. And so these were perfect because they almost resemble the same vines that were on the little wreath forms. So I thought that was so cute. I was like so surprised that I found them. Love using organic items. So here I have all three of my sticks, and as I wait for the glue to dry, and these little clips are great for that. They're really, really good for that. And you get them in the laundry section of the Dollar Tree. And look, they're looking so cute. All three of my little stems, so unique. Yes, so unique. Okay, going back to my base, I'm going to go ahead and paint it with this white chalk paint. And while the paint is wet, I'm going to use my other brush that I painted my skewers with, that had the brown paint. And with that same water, I'm just going to kind of like wet brush the wet paint, and that'll give it the dimension that it needs so it won't be so white. And so I'm just going to brush this on and make sure it's blended well with the white paint. So you'll see at the end that it'll have some whiter areas and some darker areas. But yeah, this works well for me. So I use this method. And the very top, I'm not going to fuss over it because you're not going to see it at all. Not even a peek. But I will go over it with the same mixture just because I had it. And you know, why not? But you're really not going to see it at all. Not really. It's going to be completely concealed. But I thought, why not? I just had it there. So here are my stems, all ready to go, nice and dry, looking cute, looking interesting with all these little curly cues hanging on it. So much interest. And here I'm going to kind of assemble them how I want them on my little heart wreath forms. And I'm just going to hot glue them onto there. And so I'll hot glue it and hold it for a minute until it starts to secure and dry up. And I use these little blocks to help hold them up a little bit, and that way I don't have to hold on to them for a full minute or anything. But I'll just add some glue and just wait for it to dry a little bit, and yeah. So I'll do that to all three of them. But I want to make sure that this is very secure because they are going to be standing straight up, freestanding, with nothing else behind them. So these little stems are it. These little stems are it. So I'll wait for that to dry. It doesn't take long. Now I'm going back to my stand now that it's all dry. And as you can see, the paint, it blended very well. So now I'm taking some of these moss sheets. And this is what's going to go on top of my little garden area. And this almost fit perfect, but it was not quite perfect. So I had to turn it the other way and go ahead and cut it. But that's okay. I had it, so, you know, might as well use it. So I have to take another little piece, but I had just enough. Thank goodness, because these are hard to find. These little sheets, they're really difficult to find. So if you see them, oh my goodness, pick them up because they go so quick. So here I kind of assembled it, and I'm going to take my little, the other end of my skewers that I had snipped off. I'm going to use those to help find the holes where I want to put the stems. Because once you place these sheets on there, yeah, good luck finding the holes. Good luck. So yeah, kind of figure out where it is and put the little skewers on there, and that way you know where your holes are at. And then that you'll have an easier time placing these in there. I don't want them to lose their place. And I'll go ahead and add a little bit more moss so you won't be able to see that it was cut. And make sure, again, like I said, make sure all your little picks are in the right place. You don't want to lose them for sure, because that's going to be hard to find those holes. So now I'm ready to place my stems in place here. And this is going to be a little tricky because these things stand tall. They stand about 13 inches tall. So they're really close to my camera. And I do end up going to a different camera in a little bit, so don't worry. So here I put my second one. And let me tell you, these little holes, oh my goodness. A lot better than fluorofoam, I think. I mean, you can see it. It took no time for these things to just stay there with a little bit of hot glue. Good glue too. And now I'm going to take some of this ribbon, this lacy ribbon, and then these two different color gingham ribbons, this pink one, pink gingham, and a red gingham, and I'm going to create some little bows. And these sweet little bows are going to be doubled up with the gingham and the lace, and they're going to sit on the base of the little heart wreath forms right at the stem. So they'll be looking so cute and sweet. Oh my goodness, just adorable. And now I'm taking two of these little mini chalkboards that you get from the floral section of the Dollar Tree, and I'm taking a white pen marker, and I'm going to write, on the first one I'm going to write love grows here, and on the second one I'm going to write love is spoken here for Valentine's Day. And now I just need to add my bows to my garden hearts, and so I'm going to add those real quick. So all I need to do is just add a bead of glue and press and hold it on there. Use my little clips from the Dollar Tree laundry section. And look, they're holding up even with the clip weight on there. Yes, this is great. Okay, so now I'm doing the other one, and then finally let it dry, take the clip off, and add my last little bow and clip that on there, remove the other clip, and oh my goodness, I just love this process. So here are my little chalkboards, my mini chalkboards, and so I'm going to add those on there real quick, and I'll be done. That's it. Beautiful. I just love the way it came out. It's just gorgeous. And let me tell you, this little garden is so sturdy. They aren't going anywhere, and I think they look so high-end. A heart palette wood sign. So I'm taking one of these wooden heart palette signs from the Dollar Tree, and I'm removing the jute twine, which I will be using again, and I'm going to go in with some white Waverly chalk paint for the top portion. And for the sake of time, I'm just going to begin, but by the magic of editing, it'll be done just like that. In an instant. And now I'm going to go in with some apple barrel bright magenta paint, and I'm not going to wash my paintbrush. I'm going to allow the white of the chalk paint to mix in with this pink paint, because this is the only pink paint I had. I didn't have anything lighter. So again, I'm just going to paint this real quick. Snap. And now I'm going to use some of this crimson Waverly chalk paint, and I'm going to paint I'm going to paint the bottom portion with this red paint. And again, I'm not even going to wash my brush. I'm just going to paint this real quick in an instant, just like that. Voila. And now, last but not least, some of this Waverly antique wax, and I'm going to paint the remaining slat. So I'm going to paint it real quick with this antique wax, and now I'm going to take this paper towel, and I'm just going to wipe off the excess because I don't want it to be too dark. And again, it's going to be just like that. And now I'm taking some 100 grit sandpaper, and I'm going to try to distress most of it all. And so I'll just go in real quick and distress the white first, the edges, and I'll do the pink, and I'll do the red, and I'll even do the brown. I'll do it all. And again, I'll just do this really quickly. And once I get it to where I want it, and I'm going to go in with these lacy, natural looking ribbons. So this one here, it looks like a macrame. I'm going to put that up top. So I'm just going to put a bead of glue and lay that on top. I'm going to use my little silicone spatula so I don't burn my fingers, because this stuff you can burn your fingers easily with these ribbons. And now this real pretty lacy beige one for the brown. I think that's a beautiful color combination. So I'll just place some of that on there real quick. And again, I'll use my little spatula, my little makeup spatula. And then last but not least, I'll use the second macrame looking ribbon. I had a third one, but I kind of wanted to use the lacy ribbon instead. So I use this one for the red portion. So again, I just put a bead of glue and I'll just lay it on top. And I do trim all the sides to make sure that there's nothing that's sticking out. And now I'm going to use these Crafter Square laser cut wood cutouts. They're actually called craft words. And so they're actually made out of MDF. I thought they were wood, but no, they're actually MDF, a real thin MDF, but they're very well made because they are so detailed. So I'm going to place Be Mine on the left side and Forever on the right side. So Be Mine Forever, how cute is that? So all I have to do now is just hot glue those on, and I'm pretty much done besides putting the hanger back on. And now with the hanger, I'll thread it in backwards. That way I'll create a knot. Actually, I'll create a triple knot, and the triple knot will be on the outside. I think that looks a lot better than the way they had it. And so now I'm done. Look adorable. This Christmas MDF block mason jar. It's like a tabletop decor. Remove all the jute twine off of it, and I'm going to take some sandpaper and I'm going to sand off all the glitter and all the wording. I won't do a perfect job though, because you'll see that I won't need to. I just want the bulk of it removed. So I'm going to go in with some white Waverly chalk paint, and I'm going to do one quick coat of white. And again, it's not going to be perfect because you're really not going to see much of it. I just don't want any of the other colors to poke through in my final product. So I just do a light coat and let it dry real quick, and really that's it. So you can still kind of see the words, but I'm not even going to worry about it. It's not going to be important. So now I'm going to take some of these foam conversation hearts from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take a few of my favorite sayings and colors, and I'm going to set them aside because I'm doing 2 layers of these conversation hearts on this MDF block that looks like a mason jar. So I'm going to leave the top alone because I think I like the top the way it is. So I'm going to take just some random conversation hearts. I really don't care what they say and the colors. I'm just trying to fill in most of the white, most of the paint, and that's why it didn't matter how perfectly I had it painted. So now I'm going to add the second layer with my favorite little conversation hearts just so they'll show. And now here I'm taking this random piece of plastic that came off of a lid. It's a lid to a spring mix container, and so I'm just going to trace out the mason jar shape with a Sharpie, and I'm going to cut the piece out with my scissors, and I'm going to lay this on top of my conversation hearts to make it look like a glass jar, so it'll have that shine look. It'll look like a glass jar. So it'll be see-through enough and you'll be able to see the conversation hearts. So it's kind of like a faux glass jar of conversation hearts. And look how cute! It looks so good. So I'm going to add a couple little dabs of glue here and there. Not too much, just 4 corners. And I'm just going to place it on there. And look how good this looks. Oh my goodness, this looks so cute. So now I'm going to take some jute twine, and I'm going to hot glue a little bit on the back to secure it, to secure the end. And I'm just gonna wrap it. I think I wrapped it about a good, I don't know, 5 or 6 times. I don't think I counted. I just kept wrapping until I was happy with the look. So, and once I got the look that I wanted, I just went ahead and secured it on the back again with a little bit of glue. Make sure it's nice and secure. I don't want anything falling apart. Hold it down with my silicone spatula. Love this thing. And now I'm taking the little bow that came off of the jute twine that was on here originally, and I'm just going to glue that back on. And look, so cute. If you're on Instagram, here's my QR code. I invite you to scan it and come follow me on there. I post on there Monday through Fridays, as well as TikTok. Here's my QR code for there. Here is my QR code for Facebook, also Monday through Fridays, as well as my Pinterest. Here's my QR code for there, Monday through Fridays, and my Threads account. This is my handle, also Monday through Fridays. Here's my Hometalk QR code. I invite you to come scan it. Post on there twice a month. I do have a Facebook crafting group. I invite you to come join us there. I'd like to take a moment and express my gratitude for you guys taking the time out of your busy day to watch my video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you want to see more, definitely subscribe because lots more is coming this month. Until my next video, stay healthy, safe, and strong, and have a great, great day. Bye-bye.